Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're watching this, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm making yet another scenery change. The desk I normally sit at, my siblings are both in school right now, just like you, and they needed it for their schoolwork, so I'm gonna sit on the floor and use a blanket as my backdrop, and that's where we're at today. So, I hope you're doing well, hope things are going okay. I wanted to check in. Wanted to check in today about the research paper and any questions that kind of brought up, concerns we have, and so forth. First and foremost, I want to address the fact that a lot of you have been emailing me out of kind of a concern about this paper, and I want to tell you, I hope you aren't too concerned. There's actually a lot of really great topic ideas out there this semester, and I'm very excited for what I'm going to see and the papers you're going to produce. I think a lot of you, if not all of you, have a strong start already. We've got proposals, we've gotten questions, you have been completing the steps in front of you to get that paper complete. So in reality, I just want you to know, like, the steps, the assignments we do moving forward, why we spend so much time on it is to help you make the best paper possible. And instead of me just saying pick a topic and write a paper, like, that's why we spend time on it. We have assignments leading up to it, because before you know it, when we start writing next week, you're going to have so much information to pull from. You're going to have your questions assignment from the weekend. You're going to have these notes we just took, or working on taking, right? And then you're also going to have an outline. Like, you are going to have information and stuff to help build your paper already before you even start writing it. So try not to panic. Also, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you with things. If you're stuck on an idea, or if you can't find sources, or you don't know what direction to go in, please let me know. That's what I'm here for. I want to talk to you. Normally when I do this unit, obviously we're in person, so it's a little easier to check in, but if you're struggling, please let me know. I'm here to help you. It's my job, right? And not only is it my job, but it's something I want to do. I really enjoy this unit, and I want you to as well. But I can understand it can get overwhelming or frustrating if things aren't perfectly working out, or if we just kind of sit back and think about the whole thing, like, in that moment. So please let me know what I can do for you to kind of help with this process. But as long as you're keeping up with the tasks I put in front of you, you should be okay. I promise. It'll be okay. But yeah, so hopefully you guys are doing okay with this. I want to talk today a little bit about the source summary assignment that we're working on right now, what that looks like, what it entails. I had a couple questions about it and what I'm kind of expecting out of it. So these notes are really just supposed to be notes to help you build your paper. So these are sources that could possibly be used in your paper, whatever direction you want to take it in, whatever your topic is. It's a start to finding sources, and then we can for sure say that you found 10 sources that could be used in this final paper. Do they have to be the same 10 you found for this assignment in your final paper? No, they can change, but we can at least guarantee that you have these 10, right? Or if we can't find 10, we're finding out now versus when you're trying to finish your paper in 2 weeks, right? So you're finding these sources and you're taking notes on it, and people have asked me, like, what do you want on these notes? What is it supposed to look like, or what are we supposed to be looking for? And unfortunately, it's kind of an omniscient answer, but it's whatever you need. You know your topic. You have started to decide what you want to focus on for the narrowed topic, and that's what these notes are on. So whatever you find important about your topic should be in those notes. I would recommend writing down people who are involved with your topic, events that are surrounding your topic. If you have a specific, like, narrowed focus that you want to look on, what are some elements of that? What are some things that might need to be defined for your paper that need to be there to help explain it? You are going to be the experts on your topics, so this is a paper that I won't know a whole lot about. So if there's a definition you know, but the person who didn't research any of it doesn't know, then maybe you need to define something. It is whatever kind of information you think you need for your paper. If there's a fact that you want in that paper somewhere, write it down. That's what these notes are. It's just like if you're taking notes in science class on the textbook you're using, or when we were taking notes on Of Mice and Men, you're taking notes on the events and people and characters and all that jazz. So, long-winded, long answer to short. Your notes are whatever you need them to be. and they don't need to look pretty. I know in the PowerPoint I put an image up of Cornell notes, which I think are just like for someone, if you need a structure to it, they are the easiest structure to follow and the like easily to organize sort of format. But if you have a system with your notes, use it. I'm not here to I'm not grading you on how well you took your notes. I'm grading you on information, if you actually took notes, completion, and like is it viable information? That's what I'm looking for. If you have abbreviations and things like that that make sense to you, go right ahead. I know my notes look like gibberish all the time, but they make sense to me. So please also keep that in mind. There's no perfect format, I promise. The other thing I want to talk about with this assignment particularly is you will need a works cited page. So someone asked if the works cited page went into the page count of your notes, and unfortunately, no, it does not. It doesn't go into your page count for the final paper, so it's just not. I posted a video, or I will be posting a video with this, on how to format a works cited page in MLA format, which is the format of this whole paper. But this is a practice run. It should just be the sources you used for your notes today. Follow the format as much as possible so I know you understand how to do it, and then we'll go from there. For the MLA portion, or not the MLA, the works cited portion of this assignment, it's really me just grading how well if you were able to follow along and like format it correctly. That's so completion. Another thing that some of you have brought up to me is the dauntingness of writing 5 to 6 pages of notes. I understand. Really. I wish we were in person for this a little bit. Typically, when we do this assignment for the research paper, I have you handwrite your notes, and I have you handwrite 10 pages, because you are going to be using a bunch of information to condense into your paper. So you need a lot of information in order to condense and make your points. That's why I have you write so much. I know some of you are nervous about it. You'll have to be patient with me a little bit, because I usually teach this, like I said, in person, handwritten, and trying to translate that into virtual has been a little bit of a teeter, and I thought I did my best to kind of convert it to, all right, how many pages is 10 pages typed versus handwritten? How much time do we need? Because in the classroom, I can gauge how far people are along each day and how much time it needs to take. But with virtual, it's very much in the air a little bit more, unless I'm like checking your docs 24/7. So here's what I've decided to do. Originally, this assignment was due Friday morning at 7:30. I'm going to push it back to Friday evening. You'll have till 11:59 on Friday night to finish up these notes. I know some of you were concerned about the timeline, finding sources in other schoolwork, so I'm just going to decide to do that. I would rather you guys take the time to create good notes and find good information for your paper than you to kind of like rush through it and then have to do it again later on. So, like I said, or I'll repeat it, notes will now be due Friday at 11:59 or by 11:59. One of the last things I kind of want to note about this assignment, though, and honestly, this is something to be said about the entire paper, is if this assignment is taking us a couple days, I'm expecting you to work on it every day, or at least until you're done. I understand that some of you like to just jump into it and complete it right there, or you like to complete it early, and that's fine. But I have an expectation of you will be working on this for the next couple class periods, because that's what it would be like in school. So if I see that you're not working on it until Friday morning or Thursday evening or something like that, I'll be docking points. And that'll go for any other assignment that spans over a couple days. This actually translates into the final project, or like the final paper, because if you looked at my rubric, which you should have, one of the categories I'm grading you on is completion. So how well are you keeping up with our assignments? Are you turning them in on time? Are you turning in at all the assignments leading up to this? I had students get an A because they went above and beyond with their completion and asked me questions and so forth, and I had students miss out on a whole letter grade because they didn't turn in anything but the final paper. That's why I have that instilled there, because like I've mentioned 100 times, This is a step-by-step process. You can't jump into it at the very end and expect to do well. Not to be harsh, it's just the reality of it. I have written my fair share of papers at the last minute, but that's why I'm trying to not let you be like me, and I'm putting these steps in forward. I don't do that anymore. I don't encourage it either, especially right now when there's so much going on. So, keep that in mind moving forward. I'm sorry I got really serious there, and I'm in my purple background is very serious. But anyways, I think I've rambled for just about enough time. I hope I answered some questions. I hope I clarified some things. Long story short, you need to write me some notes on 9 to 10 sources. I want about 5 to 6 pages, and it's due Friday by 11:59. If you have more than 5 to 6 pages, that's okay too. I'm not capping you off. I'm just saying I would like at least that much. So, plus a works cited page, and the works cited page doesn't go towards your page count, so keep that in mind. Alright, I'm rambling at this point, and I've probably gotten my point across. But please let me know if you need anything, if you are struggling with this, if you need me to help you kind of break down assignments or step-by-step process, please let me know. It's not my first rodeo with this, and I'm happy to help you the best way I can. If you need anything at all, I will be in my office hours from 9 to 1. It's easy to just reach me on Google Hangout. I don't normally check Hangout past 1 o'clock. I've had a couple of you call me or things message me past 1 o'clock, and I do try to check it, or at least I'll try messaging you back. But I typically don't really answer video calls past then, just because I plan my schedule of my day around that. It doesn't matter. You can still email me and so forth. But yeah, hope you're doing well. Stay safe, stay happy, and I will talk to you later. Okay? Bye-bye.